Okay folks, so here we are, about to go and hit it hard for the space of the evening. So starts the warm-up week. We went through the northern beaches from San Lemire today, and just to show newcomers different areas to fish really. Obviously there's a lot of new people taking part in the event this year, and it's trying to welcome them and give them as much information as they can to fish the event. So we're down at Withernsea today, and we're joining a few local anglers to try and see if we can pull a few fish out for the camera. A few bass and cod have been showing along this stretch of the coastline. Easy access. As it starts to push us back over high water, we are going to be tucked up against a cliff there, but we've managed to be somewhere where we can get the boxes and that up out the way and stand, and hopefully we can do the business. Now, I've got a lot of fresh blacks with me today from Hooker's Baits. I picked up some yellowtails as well from the local tackle shop, and I've also got some squid, and I've been given some something to try here today. So Craig, a friend of ours, what we know from up here, he's given me some carp to try. Now, I've never tried it before. I know a lot of the northern anglers have some fantastic catches on this for cod, so I'm going to give it a try also today. So let's get the rod set up. T900, bivvy facing out the wind, try and get the sound right. Obviously it's going to be an hard one, guys, especially with the way the wind's blowing right at us at the moment, and it's trying to get the sound as good as we can. I mean, even Steven Spielberg, I think, would struggle. You know what I mean? But it's we're doing the best as we can, and fingers crossed we can pull a few fish out. So let's get into it. So first thing, obviously set up. I've got 2 fathom 12s max. So that's the first one done. So that's the first one ready to go. Spider itch knots I've got on these. Okay. So what I've got to do on this one here now, is attach a shock leader. Now, for people fishing an event, especially with power casting and stuff, if you're pendulum casting, you need to be using at least a minimum of 10 ounces of an ounce of weight to every 10 pound in line. And that's good. Normally I would recommend using at least a 70 or 80 pound shock leader if you're power casting. And yeah, that's just a way I would, safety all the time, especially when you're fishing an event like this. Last thing you want to be doing is cracking off and hitting someone. And obviously you shouldn't be doing dangerous casting and trying like putting steps and stuff like that in your cast. Basically normal overhead thumps or general basic pendulum casts and putting a bait out there. That's a local tackle shop said today, especially where we're at the moment. I mean, there's a sandbar out in front of us, so it's a case as a high tide comes up, you don't want to be casting too far. At the moment, while the sandbar's still there, I'm going to be putting those baits as far as I can get them over the back end of the sandbar, which I'm going to have to. But as the tide starts pushing in, overhead thump straight in there, that's where the cod's going to be. So just going to get a shock leader. Got that. Box is a bit all over the place from last night. So it's my little box of bits, as I said before. I'll just keep everything in there really. So I've got this set up here. That one's snapped. So let's clip that line into my net so I can put that in a bin in a minute. Don't want to be leaving that all over the beach. It's known as a spider itch. 4 twists round. Lubrication. Spot on. A little bit of a breeze. 2, 3, 4 turns back round. Lubricate once again. It's nice and fixed. So what I do now, I'll clip these access tag ends away. Same again, I'll put them in the net there. There you go. Put them down there a minute. Let's get this set up. Whee! So two, 3, 4, 5 turns around the reel, clip back down, cut that off. All I need now is a swivel, if I can find one. There is one there. There you go. So we'll get them put straight on. Clip that on. Put the line in there now. Basically what I can do then is get my running up and over what I've got there, okay, and I can clip that straight on like so. It's ready to rock and roll. So that there is come up over, that's nice. So that's the first rig ready there now. All right. Okay, so that's that one there done. And what do I want here now? I want some bait elastic. Bait elastic. Got some sea goo there as well. Bring it all down. Get myself ready. Last but not least, rigs. Okay guys, just a basic 6-ounce lead on there now. That's the first rig set up. So what I'm using is a basic running up and over, very short. I can change this to the length of the trace that I want to use. So as the tide starts pushing hard, I'll probably shorten that trace up. And exactly the same. They're ideal to make really, because it's just a quick and easy rig, what enables you to fish a different trace length and it doesn't interfere with the rig. So it's ideal. But offset, specimen extra, size 2.0 on there. Bait stop, little sequin just to stop the worm from sliding up. All right, so what I'm going to do there now, I'm going to put that over to there and set this one here up on the other one. Okay, exactly the same again. just for clipping up. This is what I would be doing in the event with one rod. Obviously it's a one rod event, so you don't have two rods set up. For anybody who's not fished the event before, you can take a spare rod with you as long as it's not set up and put together, just in case you had an eye, lost an eye, or accidents happen at the end of the day, you know what I mean? But that's one there ready to go as well. So what should we do? Nettie's baiting towel there, and use this for a little while. So I've got a mixture really. I've got some squid there from Hooker's Baits, I've got some carp there, I've got some blacks there, I have some yellowtails in there, a bit of a mixture, so we'll put him in there like that. Close this box up quickly so that they don't go everywhere. So that's that. All right, so what I think I'll try first is I'm going to go for a yellowtail. Okay, so if I get this lovely little baiting needle, which I picked up from East Coast Tackle today, because fortunately I forgot my one. So it goes in like that, all the way down through, break the tail off, you'll be fine. So that's that there basically, guys. And then what I'll do here now, actually what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put a tiny bit of black up the trace line first. Okay. That'll just sit behind the sequin a little bit better then. And when I put this yellowtail up, like so, what you got to do is push on. Any novices out there, baiting needle straight against your waders, and away you go. The joys of yellowtails. That's what we picked up last night up on. Okay, so that's basically it. Bring that yellowtail down slightly. The difference with the yellowtails compared to the blacks, I will change my bait a bit more frequently. Okay, some of the blacks we used last night, what I'm going to do here is try and stiffen them up. Okay. So I'm going to tip him off with a bit of black lug again then. And that is basically ready to go. My scissors there. I'll tip him off with a bit of squid as well. A little compact bait, which I'll dip back in the water there. It's ready to rock and roll. I forgot to bring the bluey. I wanted to bring a bit of bluey really. So that's the first one done. So it's perfect because you just sit up over like that onto the imp, and I like to use them as well just because I'm filming really, because when I'm filming I know that I haven't got to be specifically watching my rod tip all the time when I'm filming, because if I'm going to hook a fish, 9 times out of 10 that's going to be a deep hook fish, because just by the way the rig works, that by the time it knows it's hooked, the worm will be right back into its gut, and yeah, hopefully fish on. So there's that one there, all right? So this one here is going to be the first time on camera and first time in life that I've actually used it. It stinks. I'm not going to lie to you, it does stink. I've heard a lot about this. I know Nick wanted to see a little bit about this, so it's like a sausage. Okay, so we're going to put all the baits together there for a minute. Got squid in that, right? And I'm not sure how you use it, to be honest. I'm going to use it the way I think I want to use it. So I'm going to basically cut that in half. Yeah. I'm going to cut it again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hook. It's like a sausage, isn't it? It absolutely reeks. Okay, man's best friend. Bit of bait elastic. Okay, and then I'm gonna just wrap this as much as I can. I can see why they use this up on the rough ground further up. Remember when we went up to Scarborough to cover the event up there, and it is absolutely minging this. It was a bait used by a lot of the anglers up there, and I can see why. Lots of scent, lots of, exactly perfect for cod. It's a perfect all-round cod bait, isn't it? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of squid with this. That's what I'm going to do. Turn it around the other way. Fish a carp and squid bait just to get a better hold on something to hold it onto, really, bind it onto. That looks minging, but that, I'll tell you what, it's got cod written all over it. I'm quite impressed with that. So we'll put all that into the side a minute. Minging hands already. Get all the baits all together. Get all the rubbish together. That's literally ready to rock and roll. It is freezing. I ain't gonna lie. I have got on a polo shirt, 2 jumpers. No, I've got 1 jumper on, sorry. I've actually got underneath the Reed under base layers. So I've got the bottoms, single layer bottoms, and the base layer, single layer top. I've got the double layers, what I use for like Norway and that, but I thought I'd get a bit too warm with it really, but I'm comfortable. But hands are, we're not used to it down at our southerners, unfortunately. So, let's get these rods up. Okay. Right, one thing I noticed, I should get away with it on that bait. Next time I'm gonna, the bait stop's gone slightly on that line in there. I'm just gonna give this a little gentle thump out a minute. I'm not gonna go mad because it's new line. Let's get one out there then. As I said, I'm not gonna go mad with this. I'm gonna leave the brakes slightly on really. I'll turn them on a little bit. Just want to get the bait out there, wetting the line before I start hammering them. Okay then, so first rod out. As I said, I didn't go too mad with that. Let's get the next one then. Just going to give this a quick dip quickly, just to stop the worm from exploding on impact. So there you have it. Simple case now, sitting back and waiting for that rod to pull right over, hopefully with a nice codling or cod on the end of it. Okay then. Come up over the sandbar now, I can feel it, the weight digging in. Lovely rods for this type of fishing, T900s. And the waders as well. Lovely waders. These are a few years now, these vast ones. Quite expensive, but worth every penny. Breathable, lightweight. Bit of weight on there, might be weed though. You never know. Could be that lunker. Bit of weed on the line. Let's get another bait out. Okay. Get the scissors and take this cart off. It is cold. I'm going to go for some blacks now. I'm going to go for some black. Put a couple on here. Lovely. Bit of squid. Just for teeing off. Bait. Joseph, me old mucker. You better reach that. Oh! Cameraman's helping me out. Get on, boy. Thank you very much, mate. Baiting needle. These are prime blacks from Hazel at Hooker's Baits. Absolutely prime. My hands are that cold. I'm not used to this cold. I keep going on about it, but it is absolutely freezing. Right, so we got that. Up in my tackle box there, Joseph, there is some black line. This little spool of, I think it's £30, £25. That's the one, mate. So what I'm going to do. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So I've got my sequin. Some people use power gum. Not me. It's fairly expensive, and this would do exactly the same thing. What I normally do, just loop the line. As long as it's half decent, I prefer a thicker line really for this. And then what I do is I get it down, just a few turns around. That's it. And basically, I'll just close that up, as so. All right. The excess tag ends there and the thing. And I'll pull that down now, right over to the top of the worm bait. And I can literally pull that down the hook like so. And there it is, ready to rock and roll. I've got a little bit of bait elastic. This is preference, a lot of people won't do this, but I prefer to just make sure. I always like, no matter what type of fishing I'm doing, I always like to have my hook point proud. I think it's a very important factor not to smother the hook. I mean, I'm not just saying we're not targeting massive fish here, but you have got a chance of getting that lunker big cod. And if you're going to do it, you don't want it half hooked. You want to make sure that hook point is totally hooked. Smother the hook, smother the bite. Well, there's that one there. We'll get him out in a minute. Try and keep the other rod in the water as long as possible, just in case it's got some bait left on it. We'll get another one blasted out to the horizon. Right, Joseph reckons I had a little knock on here while I was baiting up, so let's have a look and see. Little bit of weed out there. Which I don't mind too much as long as it's not smothering the bait. Right, so as you can see, we've got a little bit of an issue here with the weed. It's not a big issue, but it is an issue. horrible stuff. I just don't like weed. Even worse when you've got freezing cold hands. I'll put the ratchet on a minute. It's like a mayweed like we get down in our neck of the woods on the Bristol Channel and that. It's just, you get on the reefs, and especially when you're up there for those early smuts up there, it can be a real pain in the backside. It really can. You get a smut right in close, and then this like obviously blocks up your top eye. And you're trying to walk back up the reef, trying to land it. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world sometimes, especially when you're on your own. Look at that. Oh, the bait's still there, so that's a good thing. I'll say it's a good thing. There we go. One rig, one lead, one. Move a sequin out the way a minute while I just bait up. Take that off. What shall I go for? What shall I go for? Do you know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to try me luck with a squid head. That's what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to go right down that through the squid head. I'm going to literally come up through its eye socket and bring the rest of the squid down. I am going to use a bit of squid on the top of this as well. Make it like a little ball. I'll cut that in half. Should be more than enough just to wrap round. Lovely. It's not necessarily all about the cod. Obviously you get a decent whiting up here, and I know the other year when we were up here, whiting was doing it. Some people are going to say, Webber, you got blacks there, why are you just fishing squid like that on one? Got to try different things, guys, especially when you're fishing an event like this. It could pay off, right? But there's another reason I've done it. What I'm going to do, where's it to? There's a crab. Mackerel. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of this on, right? I'll say I'm going to put a little bit. I'm actually going to smother it in this. So I'm going to lay it down on the floor, like so. Let that go in a minute. See if it worked. It paid off for me and mine and Adam's match. I was using it like hell because it kept on producing fish. Sequin down to the top of the bait again. All right. It's all clipped down, ready to rock and roll for another time. All right, time to rev them up. Time to rev them up. send it to send it. Two baits out there now. I absolutely banged that one, last one out there, and hopefully that could be the one. That could be a one. Yeah. As I was just sending that other one out to the horizon, I noticed I had a bite when I was putting the rod down. It's sort of like gone right. Don't feel like there's nothing there though, so. I'm going to bring him in just because I've got an angler to the right of me. This is a clump of weed or something was tripped the lead, but he was far out in front and now he's gone far right. Weed, isn't it? There's a fish. He's come off, hasn't he? Oh. There we have, not big as a fish, it's whiting. What you'd normally do now, fishing, to make, especially this event, make sure you've got a measure. So you'd put the fish's head on the bottom there, and on the back, thingy them out. So that there is 34. We'll get a quick picture, and then we'll get him back to fight another day. So there we go, back to fight another day. Freezing. Not what I want to be doing. I could tell just out by how far it went away then, the lead. I mean, they're holding quite well out there. I mean, I always tighten my grips up. Tiny, innit? Little tiny compact bait. I mean, you wouldn't really see me using that bait anywhere, really. Maybe not even for sole. I'd prefer to use a bigger size worm. Obviously, gone up to Chesel and targeting like. You wouldn't really see me use a bait that sort of size very much, really. I mean, even with targeting sole and that, I'd prefer to use a slightly bigger worm on a smaller hook. But the compact baits, it's what most of the locals should be using. That'd be a really small baits and letting them as far as they can. But the tide's starting to push back now. The light's starting to fade. We'll start dropping a couple short in a minute. Well, darkness is starting to come upon us, and unfortunately the daylight is what we need for the filming at the minute. But we said we'll come down, have a few casts, see if we can get into a cod or something. But we'll be back out at it early hours of tomorrow morning. Try and find that lumper. What one did I just cast out? Huh? I got that over the line, haven't I? I have, haven't I? Fucking knew it. Am I? It's cod, isn't it? Go on and hook him for us, mate, if you can. Is that camera running? He's a better one, isn't he? Fortunately, I watched the fish drop back. Watch the fish drop back and get into it, and it caught up on my other line. But same again, whiting, getting back now. See if we can get a cod. That was on Mr. Squid. So, do you know what I'm going to do? Just for a laugh, normally I wouldn't be doing this. I always change my bait every time, but what I'm going to do, because there's nothing wrong with that squid, right? A bit of sand on it. Apart from that, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this stuff. It's cod father, that's called. Over that again, let that go in. I'm going to see if I can get another fish on it. As I said, guys, it's not something I would do normally. Just to see if this is worth it or not. Got some black left over there. That wind's starting to come in now a little bit. Let's get him out then. My hands are that cold and wet, and the rod nearly, my hand come right off the rod then. I hit that hard, it nearly slipped down my rod. Oh. Can't feel my fingers in a minute. Right, that's that cod father on that one. I'm pretty much sure I've got fish on this rod again. So that is like fish after fish after fish at the minute. It's bobbling up and down. Need to see a cod out, don't we? That's what we want to see. Get a cod out, go home, put my feet up. It's not that I'm getting the bite off it like that, but the leads are holding. So it's just getting a slack line bite. We're getting it the other year up here. Tide's starting to move up now. Move up a little bit. The camera guy, Joseph, our boy, I know some of you know him, he said to me, Webby, he said, if you come down on this beach today and catch 3 whiting, and I mean 3 whiting, he said he's going to go for a swim this evening. So only got 1 more to go. One more to go, Joseph. Slow and steady, slow and steady. 15-pound main line, you ain't got to bully it. The only thing I would say, when you start getting closer to the shore, is to bring the fish in with the wave. Weed is a serious issue. My tip for anyone what's fishing, like newcomers to fishing and stuff, if you're up here, you get a fish on, you got this on, just obviously start the walk back up the beach, try and get the fish out of the water as quick as you can, but at the same time, move in and flow with the wave as it's coming forward. That way, you got less chances of losing the fish. Let's get some bait in a minute. We got a local, and he's even feeling the cold.
Hands in home, they're not soft as they make out, these southerners. Jesus.
Well, this is Craig. Nice to see you again, mate. Up here again for it. You've actually gone one step further. You actually bought a caravan, and you've done that.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, taught me to see to it. So.
Why not? You guaranteed it every year then?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah,
so you've been fishing this part of the coastline a little bit over the last
few weeks. We've been doing a bit of wrecking, seeing what's about.
What's your result so far?
Heaviest one's about 6.5 codling.
Is it?
Yeah, there's been a few out though.
It could be that could win an event. It's done it before. You know what I mean? So we've got
to work for it, haven't we?
Yeah, got it. There's quite a few anglers down on here, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I think everyone's coming out and just checking water.
Withernsea, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's good to see.
Good little mark, like.
Conditions-wise for this year so far, what are you thinking?
Well, it's not too bad, is it? It's getting quite a decent seal. I think
going towards the end of the week it's a little bit bad, but it calms down again, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've got strong winds to phase, but it's fishable on this coast. Like,
yeah. Right in your face. You boys love it up here for that.
Yeah.
We can't get past the white in a minute, but you give me that carp earlier on, first time trying. Yeah. I've been mixing it with squid because it doesn't hold very well, does it?
Yeah, get it mixed on with squid.
Squid and onto it, it finds on, but it's very, very sticky. Have you had a lot of success on this coastline with it then?
Yeah, it leaves a good trail out as well, like when you use your cat.
Yeah. So for anyone fishing the event, what advice would you give them for bait-wise?
It's fresher the better, really.
Yeah.
There'll be worm, crab.
You would say worms are specific bait to go for?
Yeah,
blacks or yellowtails?
Blacks, yeah, definitely.
Blacks all the time,
fresh worms, good.
Fish baits?
Yeah, I mean, you can try a big one out for your bass, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your rays, definitely.
Yeah.
If sea's right for it.
Yeah. That'd be more on the northern end, really.
More north, like Mappleton West.
Yeah, going up
like
through,
that. Up to Brid Beach.
Yeah, I hope it warms up a little bit.
I don't know.
Thank you very much, Greg. Much appreciated.
See you.
Well, as darkness starts to set in, we're going to start thinking about our last and final cast now. We come down another couple of hours. The fish has just started to show really, and I know speaking to Craig then, they're going to stay on till like 10, 11 o'clock and hopefully see a few cod into the night time. Having said that, we're up bright and early in the morning, try and get down on the mark, see if we can see a few fish out, and maybe go down the southern end of the marks and show people some other marks down there and of competitors where to fish. Bite on that straight away. I got a bite on that one as well. It's just whiting, that's all it is. Slacking right off. What time is it? What? Is it? Go about an hour, haven't we? Okay, I'm going to do last cast now for the evening. We've got to get our stuff up for an early day tomorrow. It's a lot easier fishing in daytime for filming wise rather than the night time really. I know Craig and that they're staying down for the night time to see if they can get anything out, but we're gonna head up. Just gonna put a big squid bait on. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Turn. Wherever the bait elastic is. See a bait elastic, Joe? There you go. Got another one. Just going to wrap that up. What's the squid scent on there? Cut the top end of the squid off, like so. There is lots of scent there. Lots of scent there. But I am going to rev it up a little bit. Bit of cod father. Why not? I'm only using that sea goo on one rod, and I've done it every time I've come up here with the last couple things, just to see if it does make a difference, you know what I mean? And well, today I've had fish on both rods, but last year when I was having a match with Adam, it did play a big effect in the fishing. I know one rod I was using it and one rod I wasn't, and I was getting more fish on it. So if you're getting more fish and it's working, and you've got it in your armoury, why not? Let's get this one out then. I've had fish on the plain squid, and I've also with the cod father juices, and I've also had fish on plain black lug tipped off with squid. So I am going to go for the black lug option, just because I can. Stiffen them up a little bit just to get them on the hook. Right, he's on there. I'll bring that down now. There he is. Ready to rock and roll. And what I'll put there now, I've got a little bit of squid there. I'm just going to tip him off with, like so. A little bit of bait elastic. Not a lot, just enough to hold the bait. Little black lug bait. Hook point proud. There you go. Clean the hands off. Let's get this one out then. picking me rubbish up. Put them in the bag here. Okay folks, so we just tried to do a Facebook Live down here. Unfortunately, you got no chance. Yeah, we're quite lucky with the setup of the sound that we've got, because it's a decent sound equipment. But you could be Steven Spielberg and be filming down here, and the sound would still be difficult to film. You've got our coastline with an incoming breeze, which is always going to be difficult at the best of times. But easy enough for fishing, but we got to try and film it at the same time, which is sometimes challenging. I mean, we've had some really good years at it where weather's been absolutely fantastic. We've also had years where you got 20-mile-an-hour winds. How would you get around it? But I just feel for the lads. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the weather drops right down to come towards the end of the weekend. So coming towards the end of the week, sorry. So you lads, especially for Flatty Bash, I mean, you don't want those sort of winds on the Flatty Bash, really, do you? You want trying to get the calmness coming down. It'd be nice to have a little bit of a stir up come Wednesday, have it slowing down towards the weekend, and give you a nice little sea to play with like little breeze. That's all we can hope for. But as always, the more challenging the conditions, the more open the event gets in my eyes, because it can really determine who gets it, because it is all about that one big fish. But this is last cast now. Adam's coming up tonight. We're going to go back, get some grub on for him, and get our baits and gear ready for tomorrow. Obviously get the cameras charged, and away we go. But I hope everybody's enjoying the footage. Obviously, the main one is to include, I'll do some more information about the handbook and some rules and that as well, but to make sure that no one's fishing 24 hours before the event. It's a rule in the event that obviously the rules need to be stuck to, guys. There's a rules been put in place for that reason. So everybody what's not sure of that, you should have a handbook with your tickets. All the information's in the handbook, and we'll put across most of the handbook going through the week now as well. But it is cold. Even the northerners are cold. Just really trying to pull a cod out quickly before we go. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Okay, folks. So that's pretty much it for us for the evening. Now we come down, have a quick go, and test the weather, so to speak, and the water, so to speak. Couple of whiting out. There's a lot of fish around, and I'm pretty sure if we stayed into darkness we'd see a few. Obviously we're trying to get up early in the morning as well. We've had a very long day, and got to make it most of the daylight really for the filming. Trying to leave it on, hoping that's going to bounce over with a cod on it, just to get a cod on camera. But I don't think it's going to happen at the minute. Pretty sure over the top of the tide these boys to the right hand side of us will see a few out. But the wind is that strong. We've had the boulders holding down the bivvy, and it's just blown completely off and gone halfway down the beach. Joseph, luckily for him, was changing the batteries. Unlucky for me, I'm running down after it. But a couple of taps on this one. We'll bring him in, see what's happening. Guys, we don't want to lose the car keys. Do not want to lose the car keys. So either weed on this, or we might have a whiting, or Whiting again. So Joseph goes down there and gets him a minute. Very, very cold. Very, very cold. There he is. Not the biggest of fish, probably the smallest one we've had out all day. But getting back to fight another day now. Joe, do you want to chuck that one in a minute, mate, for us? But we get down, give it a go. And got me rat shit running off with Joseph in a minute. But you're going to get this rod put away, head back to the camp, get some nice hot grub inside us, and look forward to tomorrow. See you all very soon.